Didn't expect to hear this. Actually didn't. I really didn't expect to hear this. They are afraid, they are concerned of anti-woke backlash in the UK? Well, let's check this out. Hi ho, there will be nowhere to go. That's what it says right here. For at least one major premiere of Snow White, because Disney has reportedly decided against rolling out the red carpet for its controversial adaptation. Fears of anti-woke backlash have apparently prompted the studio to reduce its media schedule for the live-action remake, which stars Rachel Zegler as its leading princess. The stripped-back strategy is said to include canceling the usual star-studded shindig. Thought it said shining for a quick second. Shindig that allows movies to have their moment in the spotlight. Man, oh man, I was just watching some stuff on Zegler too. I saw her video of telling people to vote for Kamala Harris, and if you disagree with her, to unfollow her. She doesn't need your business. She better be concerned about getting business. That's what she should be concerned about. Industry insiders told the Daily Mail that there won't be a cinematic celebration for Snow White in the UK ahead of its theatrical release on March 21st. As Disney has opted to keep it low-key by only scheduling a few press events for the upcoming movie. According to the source, Disney is already anticipating the anti-woke backlash against Snow White and have reduced the media schedule to just a handful of tightly controlled press events. That is why they have taken the highly unusual step to not host a London premiere for the film and are minimizing the amount of press questions that Rachel Zegler gets. This girl has royally effed up her career, and mainly by just not being quiet. There is something to be said for knowing when to speak and when not to speak. And she didn't learn from what Brie Larson went for. So she decided she is going to reach up and grab that brass ring. And she took Ms. Larson's place. Yes, she took Captain Marvel's place as the most disliked woman in Hollywood, and she has shown no signs of slowing down. Her and Gal Gadot, she's posting pro-Palestine stuff. Gal Gadot is Israeli, and their body language showed that they are not cool with each other. She's offending people all over the place. She has been pompous. She's been arrogant. And she has not been intelligent with how she has been delivering things. And she's definitely tried to get people back on her side, like with that interview with the girl from Little Mermaid, who is likable. Snow White has already faced its shares of controversies. And yeah, you took the crowning jewel of your company and woked it up, and you thought it was going to work. That is the dumbest. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall during that round table meeting of the minds of the executives when they thought this up or thought that this was going to work. It's me flying in. Woo! Let's fly, Magnus. Woo! Listening. You can see with all my eyes, all the lenses. You see them. Yeah, well, so what we're going to do is we're not going to call her Snow White like the fairy tale did. We're going to call her Snow White because she survived the storm. The people will eat this up. Trust us. Oh, good Lord. Zegler was announced for the titular role, and critics took issue with the casting of a Latina actress. Oh, I saw something where she said that she's a white Latina. She's not white. She's a brown Latina. Maybe she sees herself as a white Latina. And I think her father is like, what was he? I forgot what people said. He's Danish or something like that. And the other half is Latino. You're still brown. How can you be brown and consider yourself a white Latino? Like, I don't even get that. Like, I've got Italian and I've got Irish in me. And that's like me considering myself a white African American. Huh? Zegler also garnered backlash from comments she made about the original animated. Yeah, she said it was dated. She said the prince was a stalker. The changes between the source material and the remake upset a lot of people, including David Hand, the son of one of the original film's directors. Well, it is what it is. I don't even need to talk about this no more. Disney has thoroughly made their bed with Zegler, and now they all got the lie in it. With all of the wokeness, with all of the backlash, with all of the pompousness, with all of her not knowing when to, listen, there's a lot of, look, been to Hollywood several times, had a chance to meet several people. And over here too, meeting several people that are actors in entertainment. And, they're just like anyone else. Like when you're at your job, you know people that are off. Like they just don't get it. And sometimes they're good at their job. They might even be the best at your job. Whenever you talk to them though, you can tell they don't really make friends easily. They've got problems. You might even be crazy. Just because they're good at one thing. Sometimes people, you idolize them and all of a sudden you think that, oh wow, they're such a good person, or they're so great, or they're just like anybody else. But the difference between her and Gal Gadot knows when to shut up. Now, I think she learned along with that that song that all the stars did, that everybody was getting angry about during the coof. Remember that? All the people. And they were all singing stuff. And people was like, yeah, all from your ivory towers while we all out here struggling. I think she learned right there. And Zegler was just like, Gadot was just like, okay, I get it now. I ain't going to even, and she learned from that interview that they both did together. And she's not going to be saved by the prince. She learned from that because Zegler got all the heat. She ain't say nothing else after that. After that, the backlash from that, Gadot was like, oh, okay, now I really get it. You ain't got to tell me 3 times. She had 2 strikes, basically. Okay, she knew people wasn't going from the woke with that, and people wasn't going for all that, that little compilation they made of them all singing, and people it didn't bother me, but a lot of people were irritated by it. So it is what it is. Keep doing your thing, Gadot. You are my Wonder Woman. Well, you are one of 2 of my Wonder Women. I miss the original one. She showed up at the end of whatchamacallit or whatever, right? But anyway, 10 million subscribers.